Good evening, everybody. Thank you for giving me a bit of your time this evening. As was requested, I am here tonight to talk about the math that changed my life. This is a really big title, and I'm going to go into the specific math, but I also want to talk about why it changed my life. I grew up in a family that was, my parents were small business owners, and they did a couple different things, and we moved into a couple different locations. But at a very early age, I became familiar with the feast or famine lifestyle. There were some times that went really well, and then there would be some factors that changed that made it not go so well for a while. And then my parents were quite savvy, and they'd figure out the challenge, and then it would go very well again. And so I became very interested in what are those factors that are part of the equation that makes it go really well. And then, of course, in high school, they did better and better. And then after university, I had the pleasure of working for a large company, and my knowledge I was able to build on with more structure and more training and more opportunities to understand what are these factors. Now, as I became a coach, I was working with business owners, and I am working with business owners, but in the early days, what I was hearing again and again from my clients is I'm overwhelmed. I'm stressed. I'm not sure which decision to make. I'm so busy. I don't know how to even think about adding more business because I'm not on top of where it is today. So that's what's led to me to create this particular presentation, and I want to go through the very basics. Now, this is a good presentation if you are just getting your feet wet in business, but it's also a good presentation to share even amongst your family for common understanding of terms and factors that make up for what makes a profitable business. So I'm going to launch right in. Just to tell you a quick little bit about me, I'm a published author, a magazine contributor, business coach, business owner, a mindfulness coach. I'm an expert on profit acceleration, and I'm also a mompreneur. And the reason I want to talk about that is because if you are a caregiver, so not just a mom, dads too, and you are out there helping create your contribution, your value in the world, and you're also balancing that with your caring for your family, it takes a certain extra gear. And I love to talk to those people and love to give you extra tips to how you can get the job done and care for your family. So the first math rule that I learned very early on is, how am I going to double my profits? And if I just wrote this equation out, it would seem quite long. But I want to tell you, I want to break it down for you here. And it's a little bit technical, but I want to get into the weeds here. Now that there is a fantastic book by Michael Gerber called The E-Myth Revisited. And he asks many customers, what is business? What is a business? And you get answers like, an exchange of value or providing something to my customers. And he boils it down to simply, it's getting and keeping customers. And so together we can ask, what does it take to get and keep customers? First, we must generate leads, and then we must convert those leads into clients. And by breaking down the value we provide and affirming the end-to-end process of how we get and keep customers, we deliver the results, and that we know how to keep those clients. So what does it take to produce more revenue? once we generate those leads and convert those leads into clients, so I'm using the capital C there for those that are making a purchasing decision, those clients will be paying us a specific value, so capital V, for what we sell. So revenue equals clients making a purchasing decision times the value for what we sell. We have expenses to pay, and those expenses come directly out of revenue, and that creates margin. And so revenue minus expenses equals our margin. The number of units sold multiplied by the margin equals the profits. So you can see the difference there between revenue and profits, right? Revenue minus the expenses creates the margin, but it's really the number of units sold multiplied by margin that equals our profits, which is what we're aiming for here. So what if we could compel our clients to increase the number of transactions they complete with us each year? So if we had 2 times the number of units sold times the margin would equal double the profits. Now, a bit of extra detail. Can you stay with me here? So if we express this a little bit differently, 2 times the revenue, so revenue again being clients times the value paid minus expenses would be more money, but it's not the same as doubled profits. Do you get the difference there? So there are 5 critical steps that every small business owner must address in order to attract new clients and generate more revenue. We have leads, and we're concerned about the source of those leads and the number of them. We have average conversions or purchasing decisions. We have the average sale value. We have the number of transactions. How many items do they buy? And we have the margin per product and the units sold. So in order to double our profits and create exponential growth, we have to start with a baseline. We have to know our current numbers in each of these critical areas. So first, let's work out exactly where our numbers are right now. And once we have them, we can work out what we need to do to double those profits. So this is what a typical baseline will look like. We're going to look at leads, conversion rate, customers, number of transactions, average sale value, which will create the total revenue times the margin equals the profit. So we're going to fill in these, just a pretty basic, this is our baseline. These numbers aren't coming from anywhere, just based on if we had 1,000 leads and we converted 25% of them, that would mean 250 customers who made 10 purchasing decisions would equal $100. Our total revenue, the average sale value of $100 would equal $250,000. And the margin is 25% on those purchases, so our profit is $62,500. So our top number here, if you remember, I'll go back 2 slides here. Our top, this is based on 1,000 leads. Obviously, if we want to increase our profit, one way is to look directly at our leads. How can we get more leads? Suppose we provided you, and this is the opportunity here with our e-learning program. Suppose we provide you with 19 separate and distinct strategies to dramatically increase your leads. And these strategies are field tested and proven to work. And each strategy walks you through a step-by-step through its implementation and execution, so that all that's required for you is the application and the information, the follow-through. A targeted direct mail campaign, for example, is one of the most effective and powerful ways to generate leads. A campaign means multiple mailings, since a single mailing seldom produces positive results. And unfortunately, most business owners never attempt a direct mail campaign because of the expense involved. And I would say too, the complication. You really need a partner in that. One of our 19 strategies can teach you how to execute a direct mail campaign to as many homes as you want to target and do it all for free. How many leads would you generate if you could send a compelling marketing message to a list of 50,000 highly qualified and targeted prospects that are actively searching for what you sell? A qualified list like this typically generates up to 18% response rate, which would produce 9,000 fresh new leads. So let's say you elect to test this strategy and initially mail to only 1,000 prospects. A typical 18% response rate would still produce 180 new leads. And that's just using one of the 19 strategies we give you. What if we could show you how to double that number using a networking strategy? Implement a no-cost yet highly effective referral program. Set up a lucrative strategic endorsement partnership where other businesses sell your product or service on your behalf, using a presentation strategy where you host an online presentation highlighting what you do using a webinar or teleseminar. These strategies are just a drop in the bucket when it comes to helping you generate the leads, more leads than your business can handle. How do you think these strategies could conservatively generate at least 10% more leads for your business by using them? How do you think that looks? Let's have a look here. So if we talked about direct mail campaign alone, increasing it by 9,000 leads. So this is a really conservative number here. We're going to increase it by just 10%, so just 100 more leads. So, and the conversion rate, let's say we increase our conversion rate here. Let's talk about that. Your conversion rate is where a prospect becomes a client, so they make a purchasing decision. What if we could help you convert your leads and close the sale every time? What if we could completely remove price from your prospect's buying decision? What if we could teach you how to write a powerful marketing and advertising copy along with persuasive sales scripts and have you write all of them better than 95% of your copywriters alive today? What if your copy was so compelling and persuasive that it would position your business as the only logical choice for your prospects to buy from? Suppose we could teach you how to add so much value to what you sell that you could charge double the price for than what your competition charges, and your prospects wouldn't think twice about paying you that amount. There's so much value there. And what if we could completely eliminate any barriers to entry for your prospects? We could teach you how to create irresistible offers that practically force your prospects to buy from you. And that's strongly worded, but what do I mean by that? It's when it's just such an obvious decision, no other choice would make sense. What if we could hand you an entire drip campaign for your prospects who didn't initially buy from you? A drip campaign is a series of follow-up communication, usually by email or direct mail, that continuously nurtures our prospects until they're finally ready to make the purchase. So this is an important one here. Typically, a prospect doesn't buy until they receive a minimum of 6 marketing messages from us. And this is along something called the buyer's journey. It is a well-researched fact. Are you currently sending out a minimum of 6 follow-up messages to your current prospects? Or when they reach out to you, is it one and done? If not, you're leaving a fortune on the table. So let's look at here, increasing our conversion rate. And even with implementing just, one of these strategies, it would be conservative to say we increase your conversion rate by 50%. Let's just try increase it here by 2.5%. So that would give us an additional 302 customers, which would lead to the number of transactions. What if we could teach you how to condition your clients to purchase from you more often? How many times have you looked in the mirror 3 weeks after getting your haircut and noticed you were beginning to look a little shaggy? You call the hair salon to book an appointment and they schedule you to come in 2 weeks later. What if we could teach this hair salon a strategy that compels their clients to automatically book their next appointment at 3-week intervals and commit to this at their initial appointment each time? Do you realize that this is one strategy alone would increase the salon's total revenue by 70% and is often a terrific service to salons that are serving busy people. I love this one. So how many partners buy flowers for their better half once a year, if that? Suppose we could teach a florist how to set up a continuity program called Lover of the Year. Once a year, a super smart partner selects a pre-arranged package of flowers, gifts, and cards, each targeting a special date that in the calendar that year, such as Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, or birthday, anniversary, and perhaps one day as a special out of the blue just thinking of you day. Each package they select would include a special floral arrangement that fits each unique occasion, a special gift that will be treasured forever, and a romantic card containing a special handwritten message. And they would do this all at once. The florist then guarantees to deliver each arrangement on the appropriate date and sends an email reminder the day before each delivery so they don't forget the occasion to confirm each delivery will be made on time. The florist could also finance the entire cost of the program over a 12-month period and charge a credit card a set amount each month to make this program an affordable and no-brainer. The entire year is planned out in advance, and they don't have to make their typical last-minute dash to the store to pick something for each occasion. There is a market for that. Do you realize that this florist just conditioned this client to buy from them 5 times per year instead of once? And do you think this one buyer will tell 4 or 5 of their friends about this unique program? Do you know that a version of this strategy can be adapted to work for almost any business in any industry? We can show you how to implement this strategy for your business as well. So let's take a look. If we increase our number of transactions, we're going to say just one here, conservatively. But we wanted to show you here that the massive impact it has for compounding value. So our average sale value, this is the price you charge for what you sell. What if we could help you implement a series of targeted strategies that would allow you to instantly increase your sales price with no effect on your conversion rate? Now, I'm not talking here about gouging your customers. What I'm saying here is increase the value of what you're offering to allow for an increase in your price. Did you know that price is one of the least understood components when it comes to small business ownership? Suppose you sell a product for $100 and the net profit on that product is 15%. If you increase that price by a measly 5%, that additional 5% is pure profit. So your net profit just increased from $15 to $20, which is an increase of 33.33%. Let's talk about a health club. Let's say you own a health club that offers a package of health services for $60 and you presently have 300 clients enrolled. Your total revenue equals $18,000, so 300 times 60, and 25% net profit margin equals $4,500 per month. Suppose you raise your price by just $4 per month, or 6.67%, and you just increased your net profit by 26.67% or $1,200 per month, and $4 per month more in value. Are you worried that raising your price $4 might lead to some clients to canceling their membership? You would have to lose 63 clients from this program just to get back to your original net profits. Do you really think 63 out of 300 clients would drop your program over a $4 per month increase, especially if you've offered more value than any of your competitors? I don't think so. So let's take a look how the numbers look. So we increase the number of transactions by 1 here. The average sale value, we increased it to 110. So with those changes, let's look at the comparison to our baseline. That increases our total revenue a whopping, 365, 420,000 in revenue rather than the 250,000. Let's talk about margin. Let's talk about the value of implementing strategies that will dramatically increase your profit margins. So we can teach you ways to slash your costs without affecting your day-to-day business operations. We can show you how to use the art of barter to significantly reduce or completely eliminate many of your everyday expenses. Accounting, bookkeeping, printing, advertising, office supplies, and other everyday business expenses can be dramatically reduced or eliminated. You can see a huge increase in your profit margins just by properly identifying and then targeting your ideal client. The 80-20 rule, or Pareto's rule, states that 20% of your clients will generate 80% of your total profits. So if you replace the 80% of your low margin clients with more of the 20% high margin group, you will see your margins explode, sometimes as much as 16%. Making your business unique separates your business from your competition. A manufacturing client made more than 1,000 different types of ceramic tiles and accessories. He voluntarily discontinued 80% of his products, focusing his sales and development efforts on only those products that gave him a competitive edge. The result has been a rebirth of his company where he doubled his profit margin and increased his sales. So we're going to talk here just about the difference of 2.5% in margin, just to see the difference. So you saw there was about 100,000. But what if I could show you how you could easily increase these percentages, and instead of increasing them by a meager 5% or 10%, what if we could increase them by an incredible 50%? What if we could provide you with 20 simple and easy ways to increase your leads, 20 ways to increase your conversions, 20 ways to increase your average sales value, 20 ways to increase your number of transactions, and 20 ways to increase your profit margins? Our upsell, cross-sell, and downsell strategies alone often produce immediate revenue increases in excess of 30%. Do you think you could easily achieve a mere 1% overall increase per week? A 1% increase per week with 2 weeks off for vacation each year equals a staggering 50% increase. This is the power you can tap into by following our e-learning system. This is not only can double or triple your profits, but it can also create exponential growth for your business. When you use all of our tools, resources, and templates, along with the powerful audio and video training that we make available to you, you will immediately begin to see results just like this. You may be thinking this sounds too good to be true. So why don't I prove it to you? And I'll do it for you for free. I'll prove it to you this is everything I just said and more by putting a large sum of money directly into your pocket. Invest just 45 minutes of your time with me, and I'll help you find a minimum of $10,000 hidden in your business. I assure you that it's not only true, but it's very easy to do. My partners and I have discovered that small business owners fail to apply some very simple and easy marketing strategies that can unleash tens of thousands of dollars in hidden revenue in just a matter of minutes. And this comes straight out of like being CEO of everything all the time, and we're thinking about everything all the time. And our system allows you to follow a program and make the changes and then reap the rewards. So in 45 minutes and using just 3 simple marketing strategies, I'll find you a minimum of $10,000 hidden in your business. Afterwards, I'll give you a complete and unrestricted access to my e-learning system, so you can use all the tools and resources you need to apply these 3 strategies to your business and immediately begin to pocket that $10,000 in hidden revenue. After a meeting, I'll give you a free 30-day membership to my e-learning system so you can see this for yourself. I'll also send you several additional videos during your 30-day trial that will show you additional marketing strategies that can make you even more money. I want you to feel free to explore all of the resources I'm providing, including the more than 150 hours of step-by-step instructional video on the side. For example, I will show you the powerful online marketing techniques we use to drive more traffic to your website through Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. I'll show you how to laser target your email and direct mail so you reach only those prospects that you really want as your customers dramatically increase your marketing and ROI. I'll show you a strategy you can use immediately to send out your very own direct mail marketing campaign to more than 50,000 qualified prospects for free. I'll show you a paint by numbers template that will reveal the secrets to writing marketing and advertising. So it's so compelling that it practically forces your prospects to buy what you sell. This template is so powerful that I can hand it to a sixth grader and they'll be able to write better marketing than 95% of the copywriters available today. You'll have full access to all of this and more during your trial period. So here's the links. Go ahead and write those down and type them in. So a couple things, my Ask the Expert page, you'll have a chance to enter in your email address and ask any question that you want and submit it. I will respond with links to our resources. The PAS simulator, go ahead and play with this. I have just developed a simulator here and I want to show you how it works. So there's a great video here explaining what's possible, and you can take a look at the 12 areas in your business that if you increase a meager 1.4%, your profits will double. So let me show you here. These are 12 of the key areas. If we're looking at what are the 20% of things you could pay attention to make an 80% impact on your business. If you can look at your impact here, if you just want to increase, say I'm going to do a 5 or 4% increase this year, do it across the board, and then you can see what the results will be. So we're going to do, let's go back here, 3%. And let's put in an annual revenue, for example, of just a business that's $100,000. And a gross profit margin here, we're going to say 25%. Let's say a net profit margin of 8%. Make this in Canadian dollars. And then you can take a look here at where you would get the most bang for your buck. And then take a look, well, I actually know in my business, there's room for me to seriously take a look at my cost structure. I haven't done that for some time, so I'm going to suggest that could be 7%. I know, for example, that it's been a while that we've looked at our bundling strategies, so I think that there's quite a bit of an improvement to be made there. And often with bundling, it's quite easy to get that up to a 10% impact. Additional products and services we're about to launch. We're going to add 3 more services. So I know I'm going to be able to increase that to 10%. But you can see how, with some awareness of your own business and what is ebbing and flowing for you right now, and actually, if you take me up on my offer for that 45-minute review, we will provide you with a roadmap that will give you some ideas of how to implement any one of these strategies. And lastly, perhaps you want to download my book. And in my book, I talk about all of these different strategies, talk a little bit more about my own experience that I am happy to share with you. And again, humbly coming from the place of I've had the opportunity to do some education, some formal education, and to work with companies, both large and small. and see the variables that really make a difference. What are the things that are most important for you to pay attention to? And down below is my personal email. Feel free to reach out. I'd love to hear from you. And I really appreciate you taking the time.